Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'm showing you how to make the smallest ever starter house in Minecraft that I've ever made. Probably not in the world, but it's definitely the smallest one that I have ever made and designed. So the cool thing about this is, despite the fact that it's really tiny, it does look pretty amazing. It's made out of really easy to get materials, and if you have a look on the inside, it actually has everything that you probably need within your first couple of nights in Minecraft. We have a bed, we have a double chest underneath it, we have a crafting table, a furnace, we have a way to get up on the roof here, we also have a little cubby hole, we have a little secret trapdoor which takes us into a little cave that we have below down here with some harder things to get. Granted, you're probably not going to have an enchanting table and a brewing stand and stuff like that on your first day, but you could absolutely store anything you wanted down here. Any sort of chest or any sort of valuable you'd probably want to keep nice and concealed down here. And the reason that you can get on the roof is so that you can escape the nasty zombies if you want to jump into a local tree, or if you just want to feel a bit more like a bird, then that is why you have access to the roof. But that is way more than enough talking. Why don't we actually show you how to make this thing? So if you want to make it, here's what you'll need. Grab yourself some spruce wood, some oak wood stairs, some oak wood slabs, some cobblestone stairs, some cobblestone walls, some glass, some oak fence, and some oak doors. Now these are the most important materials in building this house. This will build you the entire structure of the house, but if you then want to take it one step further and do the inside and the outside to a certain degree, you'll need everything else that you see here. I understand that if you do play on survival, and especially if it's one of the first few nights that you're actually spending in a particular new world, you probably won't have any of this. So, the most important ones are the ones that we have on the hotbar right now. Everything else is kind of optional. So, once you've grabbed each one of those materials, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'm going to be making it in this nice open field right here, as if it was survival mode. Well, you're going to want to kick this off with 2 spruce wood coming directly up from the ground. So that is 1 and that is 2. You then want to take that bottom spruce wood and do an upside down oak wood stairs to the right of it. On top of that stairs, place a glass. Then, right of this, you want to place an oak door, or any sort of door. Right of that, you want to place 2 spruce wood coming directly up from the ground. Then, coming behind that row of 2 spruce wood that we just placed right there, you want to do, from the bottom spruce wood, you want to do a cobblestone. Then you want to place an oak wood plank on top of it. We can just use 2 slabs to cobble it together. Then we want to, right of the cobblestone, we want to do an upside down oak wood stairs with a glass on top. Then right of the stair, you want to do a cobblestone with an oak wood plank on top. Another option that I would prefer is just to make this entire thing glass, but it kind of does depend on what sort of look you're going for. So I'll just make it as if I was actually following the plans, but I'd like a bit more glass. Then right of the cobblestone and oak wood plank, we want to do 2 spruce wood. Then going behind this row of spruce wood that we just placed across the back of the house, we want to do, going right of the bottom block, we want an upside down oak wood stair. On top of it, a glass. Right of that, we want to do a cobblestone right of the stair, and then place an oak wood plank on top of that. Then right of both of those blocks, we want to place a spruce wood. Then behind the spruce wood, connecting back to the front of the house, we want to do a cobblestone right of the bottom block with an oak wood plank on top of that. Right of that, we want an upside down oak wood stairs right of the cobblestone with a glass on top. Then right of the upside down stair, we want a cobblestone, and above that we want an oak wood plank on top, like this. What we then want to do is we want to come to the right hand side of the house, which is this side, and we want to, going right of this bottom right hand corner front spruce wood block, you guys know which one it is, it's this one. We want to do an oak wood slab coming out of the top half of it. Then right next to that, we want an upside down oak wood stairs facing this way, so it kind of looks like a handgun or something. We then want the same thing on the back, so on the back we want to have the oak wood slab coming out of the upper half of the bottom spruce wood. We then want an upside down oak wood stairs next to it. Then we want to place a cobblestone wall on top of each one of those stairs, like this. Then we want to, on top of the very left hand side of the house, we want to place a row of oak wood stairs like that. So we want to place a row of oak wood stairs on top of the very left hand side of the house, and we want to extend those oak wood stairs in front of the house by one. We then want to, with our oak wood slabs, we want to do a row of oak wood slabs that just comes all the way across to the right here, and it stops when the slabs actually connect on top of the cobblestone wall. So there we go, we have a nice little overhang now. On the front of the house, where we have the spruce wood, we want to have connecting down from the roof oak wood fence. So we want to connect the roof down to the floor like this. Let's talk about the inside of the house now, because that is mostly the structure of the that is mostly the structure of the outside of the house complete. That's the sentence I was trying to get out. So on the inside of the house, this is fairly important, isn't it? So on the left here, this is where the bed is going to be. So I'm just going to get rid of all of my materials here. And we're going to need, for the bed, we'll need an actual bed. We'll need chests. We'll also need some cobblestone stairs. We're going to use some wooden trapdoors. We'll need ladders. We'll also need a furnace. We'll also need a crafting table. We'll deal with that for now. So I'm going to place a bed right here in the front left-hand corner of the inside of the house. Then I'm going to knock underneath the bed, and I'm going to, one at a time, place a chest. This will mean that the bed doesn't go anywhere, like that. I'm then going to place cobblestone stairs just to the right of the chest. This means that we can still walk around here, and we now have access to the chest. If you used another block, you probably wouldn't be able to get into it, would you? So behind the bed, we want to place a furnace, and on top of that, a crafting table, or in the reverse order, it really doesn't matter. Then we want to place ladders on the side of the crafting table and the furnace, which is actually possible to do. I don't know whether you guys knew that, but it's actually quite possible to do this. It's actually easiest if you make a small change to the house first. So if you take out the glass, and if you destroy, can you see where we have this cobblestone and oak wood plank on top? Just opposite the furnace and the crafting table. If you place glass there, then if you try and place ladders in front of those two glass panels that you've made, and then you just restore what you've destroyed. So I'll use like a cobblestone stairs in lieu of the actual cobblestone, and I'll use like a and I'll use the oak wood slabs to create the oak wood plank block again. But now you can see we actually have ladders on the side of the furnace and the crafting table, and that allows us access to the roof, which we can use for a multiple of reasons. But that is the inside. We do also have a little bit more to add. We have to add a little secret den underneath this. So, because I was in creative mode, I really couldn't go down that far. But in this back right hand corner, the same place that you'd step into to actually climb up the ladders, we want to have a little shaft down here that will just provide us a little bit of cave space, and it doesn't even have to be that big. Maybe like a 3x2 area like this. We just have to have a couple of ladders here that'll actually take us to and fro our little cave den down here. We also want to put a wooden trap door on this, which we actually have in the inventory. So a wooden trap door just so that we can keep things in and out. So we can just place one here, and it lets us step on top of that so we don't lose any space upstairs. And inside here, it's kind of up to you what you want to place. So if you wanted to place like a cauldron, maybe an anvil, a brewing stand, an enchantment table. If you wanted to place a couple of item frames to spruce up the place, you could. So maybe like an enchantment table here perhaps, and maybe like just right of this I'll place like a cauldron, and then an anvil here. No, then a brewing stand, then an anvil. Then maybe I want to place some item frames on the wall, just to break things up a little bit. And then, in the item frames, I could place a variety of things. Let's go with a set of armor, just because everybody loves a nice good set of diamond armor. And it's just a nice little cubby hole down here. You can keep multiple chests if you wanted to. You can dig as far down as you want to go, to be completely honest with you guys. You can go as far down as you want to go, and you can make this as expansive as you like, because this is a lot safer, typically, than expanding upstairs where you have creepers and stuff. So that's just a little cubby hole that you can have. And that is pretty much the entire inside of the house. pretty much complete. The only things you may want to add to the inside of the house actually, and this kind of extends to the outside as well, is you may just want to, where the doors are and stuff, and like underneath the stairs that you have going around the house, you may just want to add like an oak wood plank or maybe some sort of cobblestone, just to make them look a little bit nicer. And of course I did destroy the door, so I'll have to replace it, won't I? So I can just place that right there. And that's the actual structure of the house complete. If you then want to take this a little one step further, you may want to like take out your spruce wood, and you may want to grab an oak wood fence, and you may want to add a little bit of a border surrounding the house. So you may want to have maybe like start leaving a gap of, let's say, 1-2 blocks away from the house, and kind of just like digging a row of 2 all the way around the house, or most of the way around the house. We're not actually going to put a giant fence around this because we don't want to waste a load of materials on what is mostly cosmetic. So we just want to have something which should look a little bit like this, I think. I think that that looks perfectly nice. As a matter of fact, I think I've taken a step too far. So I've just dug a little bit of a trench going around the house, and I'm going to place some spruce wood in this. And then on top of the spruce wood, now that we have a very clear dividing barrier between the house and between anything else on the outside of it, I'm then going to place a fence on top of that to further solidify that this is where the house is. If a zombie steps beyond this fence, it's go time. I unleash the pea shooters, and we administer. And I don't say that word lightly, guys. We administer the cactus. So once you've got the little fence going all the way around, what we're now going to do is we're just going to dig a little bit of a path going out in front of the house. It's just going to look a little something like this. It's a nice little bit of a broken path. It leads to the actual entrance, but it's not just in a straight line. It looks a bit more interesting than that. Plus, something else that we're going to do, and we'll need some water for this, plus we'll also need a little bit of oak wood, we'll need seeds, we'll need a hoe, we'll need tall grass, we'll also need maybe some flowers, and what we will also need for this next part, which you may not need depending on where you build the house, I'll grab an oak sapling, and I will also grab myself a little bit of bone meal. Okay, so around the house, I just want to add a little bit of a wheat farm sort of thing. So I'm gonna place like a poppy in front of this front window just because I like poppies. They're my favorite flowers in Minecraft. And just right on here, on the right in front of, like, this is where we would collect water from, by the way. I'm just going to hoe the ground a little bit, and I'm gonna throw some seeds in there. And I'm also going to do the same thing similarly, going all the way around the house. I'm going to add a row of wheat that goes all the way around the back, and it just curves all the way around to the same place that we have it on the front. I'm just going to place some wheat seeds in there just to make it look a little bit nicer. Now what I'm going to do is on the right here where we have this indentation, I'm going to add a little bit of water into this part right here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water right there. And I've noticed that I've actually missed underneath this window, haven't I? So if I just want to grab myself some like oakwood stairs will do the job just fine. Some upside down oakwood stairs that would be. If I could place them correctly, there we go, that looks perfectly fine. And I'm just going to place some oak wood underneath these 2 little overhangs here. I'm going to place some oak wood here, just underneath, like left and right of where you'd collect water, just so that it looks a little bit nicer. I mean, they're very small details, but I like them. I think that it makes this thing look a lot better. Some other things that I'm going to do, I'm just going to add a little bit of tall grass. Now this is just 1 block high tall grass, not the double tall grass, and I'm just going to add this around the house just because it makes it look a little bit, I don't know, it makes it look a bit more natural. You may not have to do this, it depends where you build it. I'm also going to add a tree just left of this. So this is kind of like a nice little escape tree should you need it. It's pretty close to the house, so the idea is, so if you were, you were trapped, there's creepers, they've blown up half your house, you still have access to the roof, so you can climb up this ladder that we have right here. You can climb up the ladder, if I could actually get it, there we go, and you'd be able to like jump onto the safety tree for safety, and you could hide up in the tree until sunlight actually comes, and unfortunately for the zombies, they do have that rare skin condition where it makes them burst into flames as soon as sunlight touches their skin, which really isn't our fault. They really shouldn't shouldn't try and disturb our nice little plot of land, should they? So the tree isn't just for a nice little bit of decoration, and I'll admit it is a nice little bit of decoration, but it is also a little escape pod if you do need to take it. Like if you just jump off the roof, I probably wouldn't miss that jump if I were you, and you could just hide up in the tree until things get a little bit better. And if you wanted to, if you were really crazy, you could actually like hide in the tree like this. You could have it already set up. But that is, ladies and gentlemen, the entirety of your cute little starter house. It's probably the smallest house that I have ever made, and I really like it. I like how much is stuffed into this house. I like how practical it is. I like how easy it is to build, especially on survival. I don't think even you survival guys will have any issue building this should you choose to make it. Also, do feel free to mend this in any way, shape, or form. If you want to add more glass, add more glass. If you want to add more cobblestone, add more cobblestone. If you want to make it bigger down below, make it bigger. If you want to add something to the roof garden, add something to the roof. And if you do make any changes, or if you just build it in general, send me a picture on Twitter at TSMC360. And also, if you like the video, please give it a like. I'd really appreciate it. Comment down below. What else would you like to see next? Would you like to see any more really small, tiny, intricate starter houses? Or do you want to see some bigger things? You'll have to let me know. Also, check out the cards in the description below, and I'll show you some of the other starter houses that I've made in the past. I know that this is a very simple one, but I do think it looks really good. And the whole entire point of this is, of course, it is incredibly easy to make, especially for you survival guys. So subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.